Okay, tonight what I want to do is give a brief update on the status of the planning for field day, and then at the end of that, we're going to have Dennis KD6DPR give a briefing on the logging software and the networking that he'll be setting up for this event. So, okay. This is an update of what I presented the initial meeting and the status that we have going on now. We did get the W3M call sign. We are still in the process of identifying trailer or operators, including trailer operators, identifying volunteer workers. The development of the operating plan is ongoing, and I'll show you the status of that. Logging, again, at the end of this brief update, we're going to have Dennis give a presentation. Alex is handling the food and drink. We're still looking for a host for the Zoom virtual chat room. This is the same thing we had during Winterfield Day, which people seem to like. It would be for the people who are actually operating, whether they're operating from home or whether they're operating from the pavilion in Damascus. And we're also looking for volunteers for bonus points. I'll give you the status of those. Right now, the operators we have, Dave N3ADE is the go-to station at the pavilion. Dennis will be operating at the pavilion. Hank is going to be in his RV on the south side of the parade grounds, south of the road. And Patrick, I'm sure I mispronounced that, WA7 PBE will be operating in the pavilion. The park trailer, we're going to have HF, VHF, WinLink, and APRS stations set up. Mark is operating N4DR on Sunday morning. Right now, there's nobody else signed up to operate. And again, we're still looking for volunteers. Alex has the food. We're looking for the virtual chat room host. And right now, the bonus points, the status of those, public information table, DEC is operating that. David today agreed to send a message to the section manager and do the message handling. So we've got that covered. We're still looking for someone who'd like to operate satellite. Right now, we don't have anybody for that position. If you're a satellite operator and you want to come to field day, we would appreciate having you, because that's always a great interest to a lot of people. Alternate power, we've got the trailer operation. We're looking for somebody to copy the W1AW bulletin. And we're looking for educational activity, a formal educational activity. It has to be more than just posting signs. I'm not sure if giving a test qualifies as educational activity. The go-to bonus, David is handling that. Dennis is going to be doing the web submission. We're still looking for youth participation. I don't know if David's newly minted hams are going to be coming to the event, but that would be nice. Social media, we have anyone who wants to volunteer to post a lot of things on this, we're more than happy to have you. And Tom, W3TDH, will be handling the safety officer duties. And field day software and networking, Dennis KD6DPR will be handling that, including the post field day consolidation and preparation of the entry. So at this point, let me show you one other. This is what the operating plan looks like at this point. We've got Dennis, Dave, Hank, the Mark trailer, and WA7 PBE. Dave is operating on 80/40/26 SSB as those things are available. Mark is signed up for the trailer. Right now, we have no one else signed up for the trailer. So we've got a number of operators. We also have a number of volunteers. So that's good. Bill is volunteered to operate as the logger for his son-in-law. And he is currently looking at whether he wants to operate in the trailer or talk to some of the other operators. Most of the operators we have expressed a willingness to share their equipment with anyone who wants to operate. So are there any questions about where we stand on this right now?
Comment. This is Hank.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Just a clarification so people don't get confused when you do the classification for the field day. Where you have me is transmitter number 2. It's actually the extra station for 6 meter, 2 meter, and 77 centimeters. And that's just a comment. You have it down where you have the operators, you indicate it's the VHF station, and that's fine. The other thing is I will be able to operate probably 40 and 20 meters NVIS. I'm going to set that up, but even though that's not my principal responsibility, that capability will be available when others are not using, the full HF station capabilities. If we say we're 4A and there's only 3A stations operating, then somebody can come over to the RV if we're not operating on 6 meter VHF, UHF, and operate on the HF band to make that back to a 4A classification. The classification won't change, of course, but in previous field days, people weren't there. We didn't have enough operators to operate all the transmitters for which we had classified ourselves. So just a thought and comment. And I don't know if you're going to go to the equipment list or not, but I'll wait for comments when that time comes.
No, I wasn't going to pull that up. I think that's kind of still, I haven't heard back from a lot of the people who might be looking for equipment, so I wasn't going to cover that today.
Okay, well, I'll send you my revised worksheet so that the errors that are on that list in my section, I'll give you the corrections.
Okay, great. Mark, you had a comment?
Okay. I do. This is David.
Hang on, David.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, I was just having a little technical trouble here. Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, you had the times that I'll be operating on Sunday incorrect. It'll be from 0800 to 12 noon. And I think you had it from like 12 noon to 2. So that would need to be corrected.
That's the UTC date. The local date on the right side is from 8 to 12.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. I didn't catch that.
It's okay.
Very good. That's all I had to say.
Okay. And Tom.
Yes, I wanted to ask, excuse me. I wanted to ask about I'm sorry. I wanted to ask if there are people who are willing to attend a CPR class, and it will be presented at some place you can get to. There's no cost for it. So if you're willing to do that, please get back to me. We need, if we want to be legitimate about the safety bonus, to have a CPR qualified person on the site through the entire operating period. Now, I'm going to take one, but I'm certainly not going to make it through 24 continuous hours. So if you're willing to do that, please get back to me.
Tom, when would that class be offered?
I'll check what's available and give it back to everybody, Hank, on the reflector.
Okay, very good. And do you have any idea how long the class will be? Just one session?
That's correct. Usually runs 3 hours.
Thanks.
Okay, Mark.
I brought
Yes,
in-
I just wanted to say that I'm CPR certified, so you've got your 8 to 12 on Sunday covered, no problem.
Okay. And Pat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm CPR certified as well.
Okay. Here you go, Tom. You got 2 people. Okay, Dave, you had a comment?
Yeah, let me put my hand down. Yeah, I'm gonna invite the kids, and also there's another family of teenage boys, a little bit older than the Ogama kids. And they're they were ready to take the test, but the dad felt they still need to more, to practice more. So I'm waiting to hear back from them today, because I sent them an email today. So does a soldering class qualify as an educational activity?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, because even adults, the children of all ages, they would like to learn to solder. And I have some kits that people can build, Problem is it takes a good couple hours to build as opposed to 5 minutes and you have something that blinks. So I have to look into that.
Yeah, because you're already pretty busy.
Yeah, but it's not at the same time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right, test session. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little much. Maybe it's a little much to think about an educational activity. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the test session is like 2 hours. We have to plan for that. I think it should be limited. I mean, having 20 or 30 people taking a test, that's in a crowded venue like that may not work, but maybe limited to 10. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a wise idea.
okay. Plus 2 for overflow. So a dozen, 10 to a dozen. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Tom, go ahead.
I'd be willing to set up a awning for you, Dave, multiple tarps and the necessary poles and stuff. And we could all the picnic tables outside one end or the other of the pavilion. And you could still have a larger group. If that's interesting to you, let me know, because that's the sort of thing I'm willing to work hard on, recruiting new people.
Well, the problem with that is you don't want to take up too much time from VEs who are also operators. I mean, so you're trying to kind of sneak it in. Basically, there's some people leftovers from the Zoom class that we need to, accommodate them down to the very last minute before the question pool turns into a pumpkin. Basically, July 1st is a new question pool. So we have about 4 people right there and another one who failed. So it's 5 people. And then I just need to muster some 5 more people. So that's a good idea. But about the data, the broadcast, I have experience with picking up digital modes broadcast. We have to work out the logistics, how I can receive the signal, probably using a radio that I'm familiar with, or maybe substitute a radio to the antenna just for the period AWL is doing their broadcast. I think it's 9 o'clock at night, Saturday night, typically, if I remember correctly. Just so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. I haven't gotten their schedule yet for that. But I could bring in different radios that I'm familiar with to temporarily substitute it for, temporarily connect it to the antenna on my laptop to do the recording. So that's one way to do that. Because you got to go with something that that works and you have practice the day before. Yeah, they also have something on Friday night, but does that count as a?
No, I think it has to be during the operating period.
Yeah.
2 Saturday to 2 Sunday.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Do you have another comment, Tom?
Sorry, not right now. I hit it accidentally.
Okay. So at this point, if no one has any other comments, I'd like to turn the floor over to Dennis KD6DPR for for a presentation on the networking and logging that he's working on for Field Day. So Dennis, take it away.
Okay, everyone can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I'll try to share my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to be talking mostly about the logger N1MM Plus, which is one we used for quite a few years now. It's a popular logger. It's easy to use. So for anyone who wants to set up their own computer, the hardware requirements is very simple: 1.6 gigahertz single core. They don't really specify how much memory you need. They say it's small, and you just need SVGA resolution at a minimum to get the Windows to fit. And they support operating systems clear back to Vista. And actually Windows XP3 Service Pack 3, they can also runs on a guess, but difficulty. But of course they say that Windows 10 and 11 are the preferred operating systems. And so to be able to install it, you go to n1mmwp.hamdocs.com to find the software to install. There's two things you have to install. You install the last full version, and then an update one after that. So you install one after the other to install it. So you see the kind of the standard sort of Windows installer. You choose a location, and then you get finishes. Then again, you go through the same thing. You go kind of through the same thing with the update part of it. You do the same. Then okay, then you get to this window which where you have to start creating the databases, and so you want to say create a new one because you probably don't have one since you just installed it, and so you select that, and then here you select a name. I made this slide last year, so it says FD 2021 instead of 22, but it should be type of SQLite, and you just create the name and say you want to save it, and then you get to the edit station information screen, or call. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you fill this out really that much because we're not really using it. Call sign is W3M. We're in Damascus, and the grid square. I looked this up and I hope I got it correct. FM19JG, and I can't really read what the latitude is there, and the longitude is 77.212624. So what I guess it's 39.291085 for latitude. And you get our section is MDC. You can fill out the other fields if you wish, and but I don't think it requires you to fill them out. And so for the database setup, the type should be SQLite, and the suggested name would be FD 2022 W3M. This is so I can find the copies later, and then you want a log type of FD, which is field day, and so what you do, you want to go to the file menu and choose new login database, and then the log type is FD. You enter the start. I can't remember if the start date gets added automatically for you or not, but anyways, you can edit that. You can add the other fields. I don't know what the exchange will be this year. We don't have to determine that till we start, not to. But once, to my understanding of the rules, once 2 p.m. comes along, that gets fixed to whatever it is. That's what we have to stick with till the end. But so now so I'm gonna, if you want to use some digital programs, I went and looked up how you actually interface them into N1MM. For WSJTX, what you need to go to is that they actually have in the configure dialog, there's an actual window for WSJT. You select that, and the important thing is in the little ellipse there circled, and the address and the port number, and they have to match what's over in WSJT itself on its reporting screen on the UDP server. Those things should be the same, especially the port. That's basically how you set that. Then WSJT should send their log reports to N1MM. And for JS call, it's kind of similar. You choose the port number. 2233 was the suggested port for JS call 8, and then under JS call 8 configuration says it actually have an N1MM logger section, and you say, and you check the enable box and set the server and address and port there. And again, they should match what's over in N1MM. And and then for this is for FLDigi, which is set up slightly differently. You actually and I didn't set it when I took the screenshot. You set the path there where it says not set. You set the path to FLDigi, and it gets integrated then directly into N1MM, and it runs that way. Unlike the others, which still run remotely. And I believe you can set up FLDigi much the same as the other ones if you really want to. Okay. Then there are some optional files you can install. This can help you out. There's this from supercheckparcel.com. You download a zip file which has a bunch of call signs in it. There's the country files context, which gives you other things. And a very useful thing is to download the user manual for N1MM, and it should be placed in C/users / whatever username / documents / N1MM logger plus support files. That way N1MM plus can find it and bring it up for you to its help menu. Okay, now this is the main window of N1MM. It's quite simple, and there's not a whole lot to it. But you can select your modes and ban. And the other thing to notice is if you do Control-O, it opens this operator window, and you type your call sign in there, this is not W3M. This is your call sign, and it will say that you're the operator for this particular logging location. So all the broadcasts will say that you made the contact for W3M. That's all it does. It's optional. You don't really need to do it, but you get credit for your contacts this way. Okay, and then to set the ban and mode, all you got to do is just click on the ban in the column for the mode that you're operating, CW, phone, or digital. So in this case, I had selected 40 digital. So you select whatever it is that you're operating. Okay, and then when you're actually operating, you fill in the fields which are your contact information, which is the call sign, the class, and the ARRL section. This is just an example I made up. So whatever the other person, the other end, the QSO tells you their information is. And likewise, when your information you exchange is W3M, whatever our class is, something A, maybe 4A, I don't know. And MDC is our section. So that's how you do the exchanges. And if you type in a call sign that someone has already, you or someone else has done in this particular mode and ban, it will give you a big red dupe telling you that, oh, you've already contacted, this station's already been logged, because duplicate entries don't count. So, I mean, you can complete the contact if you want, if someone's calling you. It's up to you. Okay. One other thing to note is you can use N1MM to talk to another station, which is gotten from the window menu or Control E, and it brings up this menu, this box, and you type your message in, and you can send a message to either Pacific station by computer name or all stations, if you wish. So, so other things, to note is that, the user manual is quite useful. You always get help from other users, and the website has a lot of useful information on it. If you look at the menus, there's a section called like hot topics, if I remember correctly, where you have specific topics about how to do different things with N1MM. So is there any questions about N1MM?
This is David, W2.
Yeah.
Not so much a question, but something I learned, and this is from my digital modes Elmer, Chris, 3CS.
Yeah.
If somebody is contacting me again, and even though I have logged it, complete it, because maybe they're missing a piece of information at their end. So they want to complete it.
Yeah.
And with FT8, it's pretty fast.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're going to make the contact, you shouldn't do it. But yeah, if someone else contacts you again and you say it's a dupe, well, I've had operators say, "Oh, this is you're a dupe," but when I accidentally done it, but yeah, I mean, I think the kind of wisdom is just go ahead and log it. As you said, the other user may be missing something, and is trying to fill in.
This is Hank.
Yeah.
Dennis. Something associated with the logging. I know initially we start off at the beginning. Everybody pretty much knows what band, what mode each station is using. How are we going to do real-time awareness on what bands and modes are in progress?
That's my next topic. I'm going to start getting into networking. So the networking plan is, how do I stop sharing? Is going to be Wi-Fi. I tried it out a little bit with not so great success the past couple times, but didn't matter much. And so that's not what I want. Oh, that's there. Let's see, where am I? Okay. Oh, where's the right one? Okay, now we got the right. Okay. Yeah, so I have this program called eMilk Bottle, because a long time ago, someone came up with the idea of using milk bottles with modes and bands on them. So you go get the appropriate milk bottle where what you're operating. This was when everyone was operating the pavilion, and we had the shared panel. So I created this program which kind of does the same thing, which runs over the network. So you can know this is just all made up stuff for testing purposes. And this will tell, if you use this, it'll tell, you can see what each station is operating on. So like station 2 is operating CW40 and station 3 is operating CW 80 meters. And one thing it does, if station 3 decides it wants to do CW40, you get this and you'll see that it says it's in use by station 2. It'll come pop up a little message. I hope you saw them. I hope that showed up too. So and so you can change to change things to whatever you want. That's a conflict too. So no, well, anyways, I have to read them all. So you can change your mode whenever you want, and ban, and this will notify everyone. This will send the message out to all the people looking at this in their browsers. So this is just a web application. So there's nothing to install on your machine.
Okay, that I have a question, and I raised it in previous years, but I keep forgetting what the answer is. And that is, if we have say we're a 4A station,
yeah,
can a station operate in the same band as someone else as long as they're working a different mode?
Right. That's the rule, is that only one station can operate a particular mode, and band at the same time. So you can have up to, so since there's 3 different modes possible, CW, digital, and phone, you can have up to 3 stations on any given band. Now that, you know, they might interfere with each other, but that's a you know, technical issue. That's a technical issue, not not the rules issue.
Dennis,
Yes.
Dave Hyde. I believe the go-to station's exempt from that, as you've indicated
Right.
here, purple lines.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I should mention one thing about this program. Is things are in I call them call groups for a lack of a better term. So there's actually two call groups here, and W3M and is one call group, and KV3B, I'm assuming that's what the go-to station will be again, is its own call group. So yeah, so let's see if I can find something here that matches.
Well, the nice thing about that is knowing what the go-to station modes or band of operations would
so
help with any interference issues that need to be resolved.
Yeah.
Right.
So like station 4 is operating on phone 80 meters according to this. So the go-to station can operate also on phone 80 meters, and nothing pops up saying it's in conflict.
Yeah, I just have to stay away from the same frequency range.
Yeah, well, like I said, technical issues aside,
Right.
It's not a problem.
Right.
So
Plus,
yeah,
I imagine everybody has to actually pay attention to this website, because it doesn't actually prevent you from violating the rule.
oh no, it makes no attempt to control your radio. So
I got a question, Dennis, regarding how we get to the website. Or is there going to be a local server on our network at the field day?
There'll be a local server.
Good.
That's how it works. So I'll bring a laptop and have this running on the laptop. So
and for any of the stations that are on the other side of the street from the pavilion, which I think they call the south side, how are we going to link that up to the network?
Well,
is there
okay,
going to be a wireless link?
Yeah. Well, I have two Wi-Fi access points which can mesh together. So I'm thinking I haven't had a chance to try the range because I was sick last week, so I was able to do that much last week. So I haven't set it up yet, but I think that between the two of them, they're supposed to be long range outdoor access points. One should be able to operate across the street and one in the pavilion. So I have to test the range. If not, I'll have to get more or better access points.
What band are they on, please?
Oh, they can operate on 2.4 and 5.
Okay, if it's any use, I have a 2.4 reflector antenna that you'd be welcome to use.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I should get see if we can make that use. That'd probably be good to go across the street for better. Like I said, I have to get them out and test them, see what the range actually is outside.
Yeah, I have a question. I noticed some stations have more modes than others. So is this something
this is something
ahead of time?
Oh yeah, you can configure it. And actually the way you can configure it is there's an edit mode, and you can even add modes and bands if you want. So here's the bands. So, if you want to add a band, you can just simply add one, whatever the band is. New band, and then I don't see it there, but anyways, you can do that.
But you'll have this pre-configured before field day.
Yeah,
right.
Right. And so I have to drill down to whatever station or whatever you want to add, and there's check boxes for the bands and the modes. So yeah, so if your station is not capable of a banner mode, you just leave it unchecked.
Right.
Or you can, it doesn't matter, but it also kind of lets people know what each station is capable of. And there's also this concept of station captains. So you put down who's responsible for the station. So if someone needs to contact someone about a station, they know who to go find.
Would that designation just be the call sign as a captain?
Oh, it could be a call. It's whatever you want. It's a free text field. So it could be the call
Very good.
sign or the name or name and call sign, whatever you want. Yeah, if people send me this stuff, I can pre-configure everything.
We
But
should
if you-
think up funny nicknames.
Yeah, sure. If you want, if you want funny nicknames, put it there. I don't, just don't. I guess something tasteful.
My nickname is taken. It's called Top Gun.
Oh, well, I don't think we have a Top Gun captain here yet. But
No, that's what I'm taking. Hi.
okay. Oh, you claim it already. Okay. So, but anyways,
I'll come up with something more original.
but yeah, you can put nicknames there. I mean, I don't care. It's just a text field, and it's just try to be useful for someone needs to contact someone about the station for some reason.
Yeah. Dennis, question, what brand are your access points?
They're hold on. Let me check to make sure I get the name right.
Just curious.
TP Link.
Yeah, it has a reputation being high quality, budget price equipment.
Yeah. They're rated for outdoor use.
Yeah.
So, and they claim to be long range, whatever that means.
If you 100 feet will do, we'll go across the street.
Is it only 100 feet? I don't know what the distance is.
Yeah.
So I got two of them. I got two of them just to kind of thinking that I would need one on the south side and one in the pavilion. But
So you
Closer to 300 feet, I think.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess one of them will be configured as a bridge, so everything's linked. So it's one network.
yeah, they said they claim to be meshable,
Hmm.
and I can't remember if I tried that or not. I know I've made sure both of them operated, but I can't remember what I did. I got them last year, so but I need to take them out and see what they can do, and see if I need to hurriedly buy something else. But so I think that's pretty much my presentation for the night. No more questions.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. And you said if people want to use their own computers, you can assist them in setting it up so it'll operate.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what the first screens were about. I was like, yeah, if you want to set up N1MM yourself, it's really easy to do. I mean, there's installers, and then you just have to configure it a little bit to get it to work.
Okay. And you also said you have a number of laptops that are available if people want to use.
Right. Yes. I have 6 of the MC ACS laptops, which are available for the club to use as logging stations.
Okay.
So I'll have them set up and available.
Okay. So if you're looking for a logging computer, contact Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah. And as far as I know, logging computers don't have to be on emergency power as long as they're not actually operating the radio.
That's correct.
So we can plug them into the commercial power in the pavilion if you want to. So it'd be one advantage of having a separate logging station. But if you want to, if you want to integrate N1MM and FL Digi, then you'll need to, that computer will have to be on emergency power.
Okay, and were you planning on setting all this up and testing it ahead of time? And if so, do you need a hand with that?
Oh, no, I don't think I need a hand with it. I just have to run around, set things up. I actually have a very long yard. So I figured, I mean, but the one lot line I have is 250 feet. So if I put one thing back in the one corner and one in the far corner, I'll have close to, have like 200 some feet between them. So that should be a good test.
Okay, Tom, you have a question, comment?
Yes, Dennis, if you want to have the use of that antenna to test it, let me know and where I need to bring it and I'll get it to you. And also
Okay.
I have a bunch of mask components of various style. Let me know what you need and I'll get it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
That's-
wasn't. I haven't thought about how to deploy the access points yet, but yeah, I probably need some kind of mast to put them up. I mean, I think in the past we actually tied we tied them up on top of the trailer, but the trailer's not going to be on the north, are going to be on the pavilion side this year.
I think the trailer's going to be on the south side this year.
It will be on the south side.
Oh, you're gonna put the trailer over next to the RV?
I think so.
Well,
Still
so I
have to
know-
look at the antenna plan and see what's where.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so yeah, I think in previous years we tied one up on kind of up towards the top of the trailer, and the other one was tied to a pole in the pavilion. So maybe that will be sufficient this year too. Of course, there's also, I guess, there's Hank's RV too.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
So we could just possibly use existing structures for mast.
Okay. Do you have another comment, Tom?
Only that I'll need some hand on setup day with the fencing, cones, and barrier tape. So if anybody's willing to help me with that, they should let themselves be known to me. My intention is to effectively set off the antenna areas from casual entry by anybody so that they're more likely to go to where they should go and ask for entry and can be politely told, no, you can't be out there while the transmitters are on. You know, it's not safe, that sort of thing. Thank you.
Okay, we do have a number of volunteers for setup day, so I'm sure we can find people to assist in that.
Is that Friday, setup day?
Yes,
Okay.
Friday and Saturday morning. Anytime before 2 p.m. on Saturday. Yeah, we haven't
So
really
when are you
haven't
gonna
really done the
start on
schedule
Friday?
for that yet.
But when would you start the setup on Friday?
We haven't really done that schedule. I was thinking probably noonish, unless you think it's going to take longer than that.
No, it wasn't that. In my situation, I don't think I'm going to be bringing the RV up until sometime that afternoon. So I was thinking about mid-afternoon, and whatever I have to set up is minimal, but I need to get with Tom about the mast and rotor that we're going to use on the RV.
Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions or comments? No.
Yes, I have a comment.
Yes.
That's an excellent layout and format for the operator information as well as your equipment list. I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a similar comment. I just wanted to say thank you very much for your work. It really is appreciated, although we don't always remember to say it.
Happy to do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Well, my question is about the Zoom, having the Zoom going on. Since I didn't participate last in the winter, I'd kind of like to know what that involves, because that's something I might be interested in being the host of, but I'm not quite clear what it accomplishes and what needs to be known.
What we did in Winterfield Day is run what ended up, I think, as a 26 or 27 hour Zoom session. Started, I think, just before the event. And periodically, the Zoom session would be up all the time, and operators could join the session at any time. And what we did is have scheduled times for everybody to get together, exchange information, identify problems, solve problems, and just to kind of contact each other. And I think, Hank, you were in, I think, all of those sessions, and I think hosted.
Yeah, I was the
Yeah.
moderator for that, and you are quite correct. We did certain hours on the day was an automatic check-in for those that wanted to check in. But anybody that had a problem anytime during the day could just call the moderator, and the moderator would assist finding the right person or coordinating with someone. And of course, I think you covered everything that we did using the Zoom sessions, except at the end of field day, we did do a hot wash or shared information of what we thought went well.
Okay. Tom, you have a comment?
Yeah, just in case Mark missed it, the Zoom chat room, if you will, also helps those operators who can't make it to field day, but who are going to aggregate their points with Mark using the system allowed by the league this year to stay in touch with the people at the site and things like that. So that's one of the things it does. There are people who, for medical or health reasons or distance, can't get to the site, and how they'll stay connected with us through that chat room.
So let me see if I understood. So you just have certain particular times when people would know, okay, let's every 2 hours or something like that. Oh, let's get on the Zoom at that time, and other people will be on also. But if you have a problem some other time, just go on it and we'll deal with it. But there will be somebody who's the moderator who will attempt to solve any problems that come up, but that there would be periodic times when everybody would know to get together. Is that accurate?
I think that's pretty accurate. And the thing that we did, we started 2 hours before start time on Saturday. So our first check-in was at noon. And then anytime somebody wanted to check in that didn't make any of the scheduled times, they were able to do that. And Tom made a good point too, that if we had a problem, the moderator's not necessarily going to solve it, but he's going to act as the coordinator to facilitate getting answers to the problems for people that are either on site or those that are off site at their home QTHs.
So is it anticipated that in this case, in this field day, that the moderator would be on site in Damascus?
No, I was off site for winter field day. I did not participate in any of the on-air activities. It's just that I was not able to get out that time of year because of my health issues. And as a result, I volunteered to be the moderator. And that's what I did. I did that full time. And of course, if you need someone in to sit in for you when you need to go to bed or have a break or whatever, it's easy to do. Being on a Zoom session, you can do that on your little phone as well.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, it sounds like something I'd be interested in doing if that works out.
Okay. I will put you on the list. Thank you.
Great.
Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, I had responded to your email, Paul, that I'd be happy to do the WinLink messages. Yeah, I'd forgotten there's two kinds of bonus points, 100 points and 100 points. One is one message to the section manager, which I think is Marty Prittinger.
Yeah.
And then there's like a clip of like 10 or 20 messages that gets sent out. It will be very helpful if I have the text. So I just copy and paste the addressee, the email address, the subject, and then the body of the message. And then just queue it up, and when the time comes, press go, and it just goes out. So we should be able to reach the station at Gambrel Mountains, which used to be known as WN3R-10, but that was taken over by another ham. Same location, same equipment, as far as I know, same tower. And certainly we can aim towards the White Flint station, which is WM3M-10. So we have two alternatives from that point.
Yeah, I think WM3M was having trouble with the internet connection.
Yeah, but I think it was a billing problem, as it turns out. The bill didn't get paid for some reason, who knows?
Yeah.
Not a technical problem. So yeah, Emery put out an email about that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, David, for that.
Yeah.
And any other comments or questions?
This is this is me a little bit off topic, but it is that, consider for MCOM, this is just an idea. This is just put it out there. Emergency MCOM stations, emergency WinLink gateways using a Starlink terminal. Apparently they instituted a so-called RV mode. So you pay when you activate it. Otherwise, you just pay a very nominal fee or no fee at all just to maintain the account. That could be interesting, as having an internet connection to the sky for doing an iGate station, not an iGate, but a WinLink gateway. Just a thought. And this feeds into maybe field day, MCACS type folks, exercises, the PG County exercises, because the complaint is you connect to a local VHF gateway. Well, the internet isn't running. Well, maybe if you point up in the sky, the internet is running. Just a thought, just an idea. Anyway.
Okay. Other comments, questions? Okay, that's it for the field day update. And back to you, Alex.